Good morning, Journey Church. How we doing? All right, that was really weak. Good morning, Journey. How we doing? Yeah, so amazing. Hey, my name's Pastor Reggie. I get the privilege and honor to be the young adults pastor here. Going on 5 years we've been here, and just such thanks. Yeah, just such an incredible opportunity each and every Sunday it is to be here at Journey. And I want to say shout out to Pastor Kevin. Thank you for allowing me to preach this morning on my first Father's Day as a dad. So exciting. It's amazing. My wife Jade and I, we have a daughter named Carter who is now 9 months old. She's back there at nursery. So quick shout out to all the parents. I put my kid back there too. Okay, so make sure you use that. It's an amazing opportunity. But hey, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all the dads in church today. You're in church today. Come on, leading your family to the Lord. It's an amazing opportunity we get to lead our families to the Lord. So if you're a dad in the house today and you decided to be at church, not only at church, but at first service, come on, give it up for yourselves. That's amazing. I have a question. I want to know, when's the last time you said the word, wow? Wow. Maybe it was a shot at nature you saw. Maybe it was a meal you ate. Come on, sometimes you're like, wow, it was an amazing steak. Anybody making steak today? Come on, Dad's grilling. Maybe it was the dress your spouse or the suit your spouse put on, and you go, wow, I like that. Maybe it was a birthday card you got, and you just said, wow. Maybe it was the first time you heard your child's laugh. I know we're in this season right now where everything Carter does is like, wow. A couple days ago, I go to wake her up this morning, and she's sitting up in her crib for the first time, like ready for me to get her. She's just sitting there, and I'm just sitting there like, wow. The silliest stuff, right, makes you say, wow, when you're a new parent. But I know, I don't know, maybe it was for you. When was the last time somebody said something that just stopped you in your tracks? Not necessarily like a shallow or surface level wow, but a wow that's real, that made you pause, that made you take a deep breath, that made you step back and say, wow, they really see me. Maybe it was a teacher who pulled you aside when you were younger and said, hey, you're really good at this. Or maybe it was a coach who called something great out in you. Maybe it was a friend or a spouse who just looked at you and said, hey, I'm proud of you. I don't know what that wow moment was for you. Maybe it was a compliment you weren't expecting or a thank you that came at just the right moment. Whatever it was, it's the kind of words that hit your heart almost like a defibrillator, that just make you leap inside. And maybe you haven't had a moment like that in a while. Maybe you're in this room today and you're like, I haven't said wow in 15 years. Maybe you've heard more criticism than encouragement. Maybe your life has felt more silent than celebrated. And maybe that's why I believe maybe God has you here this morning, because deep down, your soul is craving for the kind of words that lift you up, not crush you. The kind of words that build you, not break you. The kind of words that remind you that you're not invisible, that you're not forgotten, that you're not done yet. See, that is the power, my friends, of encouragement. That is the power of words that build. See, a couple weeks ago, Pastor Kevin started this series. We've been talking on important words, and that is where we want to continue this morning. He kicked off the series by showing us just how powerful our words are. Look at what it says in Proverbs 18:21. It says, the tongue has the power of life and death. Now, that's not an exaggeration. Now, that seems odd. That seems crazy to say life and death is in the power of the tongue. But that's reality, my friends. We know the phrase. You've all heard it when we were on the playground. Sticks and stones may, but words will never. And we know that's not true. I got hit with a stick before. Don't feel it anymore, but there's words I still feel today. See, he introduced to us a couple weeks ago the life-giving word scale back here on the wall, and he had this whole scale up, and he said, you know what? From life-taking to life-giving, where do your words land? And I want to know, I want to talk today about words that land over here. Words that land on the 8, the 9, the 10 for you today. Words that land, words that are not just to yourself, but to others. I love what he said a couple weeks ago. He said this, one of the rules he said was rule number 2, if you see something good, say it. And I challenge you, and he challenged us a couple weeks ago, that if you see something good, say it. So that's what we're going to kick off this morning. That's where I want to kind of land as a launching point this morning. The word we're focusing on this morning, you probably already picked up on it, but the word that we're focusing on today is wow. Wow. Now, let me be clear. This isn't just about gassing people up or giving people fake compliments or empty compliments. It's really an opportunity to give the type of encouragement that sees, that speaks, and that shapes people's lives. The type that honors the work that God is doing in someone else's life. So I want to go to Proverbs chapter 16, where we're going to be this morning. Proverbs chapter 16, just one verse for you. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 24, it says this: gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. You see, in ancient times, honey was more than a sweetener we put in our tea. It was more than a topping we put on desserts. It was more than just something we had that tastes good in a stick. No, honey in ancient times was actually healing. It was actually medicinal. You would, in fact, take that honey and you would put it on wounds that you had, and it was a natural source of life and health. And so when Solomon says our words can be that too, I want you to know that to be true, that your words can have healing effects on other people. Hear me today. Words can heal wounds that no medicine could reach. That your words have the power to bring healing to people that no medicine could ever reach. I remember one of the most powerful healing phrases I ever received myself was actually from my father, my dad, Reggie Sr. He used to say this line over me often, and not just once, and not just when I did something amazing or did something great, but consistently he would say these words. He would look at me and say, Reggie, well, he didn't say Reggie, he said my nickname, but you're not getting that today. He said, Reggie, I see greatness in you. I see greatness in you. What? Wow. What a thing for a father to say to his son. What a thing for a father to say to his namesake. He said it like he meant it. He didn't just say it off the cuff, but he said it to build me up, to encourage me. And let me be real with you for a moment. You and I both know that I did not always live up to those words. There were many times where I did not even think of myself as great, where I didn't even feel great. I didn't feel like those words matched my life. Times when I didn't live up to that statement, but his words became a seed in my life. And some of the hardest moments of my life, I was able to go back to that phrase, go back to those moments where my father looked at me and said, Reggie, I see greatness in you. Almost like an echo from heaven, I see greatness in you. You see, gracious words are sweet. Gracious words are healing. Gracious words are sticky, like honey. So let me ask you the question this morning. What do your words taste like? Are they bitter or are they sweet? Are they poison or are they honey? You see, my friends, your words carry weight. So say the kind that lift. Hear me today. Don't waste your wow. Don't waste an opportunity to encourage someone. Don't waste an opportunity to build someone up. Don't waste an opportunity to say, wow. Because you don't know what your words might do for someone else. Your words carry a type of weight that nothing else on this earth does. For the power of life and death is in the tongue. So this morning, I want to give you 3 ways to live this out. I want to give you 3 ways to live out and to say the wow that has nothing to do with, like I said, gassing people up. It has nothing to do with hype, but has everything to do with your heart. This morning, if you're taking notes, write this down. If you're not taking notes, go ahead and write it down anyway. Just take notes accidentally, you know what I'm saying? I want to give you 3 wows to say this morning, 3 wows to say maybe this week. The first wow, I want you to say wow to others. Ephesians 4:29 says, don't let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. You see, we live in a culture, we live in a world where criticism is cheap and consistent. But if you want to look like Jesus in a culture that's criticizing everyone else, build people up. Oh, it's easy for us to see the flaws in everyone else. That doesn't make you special because you see what's wrong. Everybody can see what's wrong. What makes you special is that you see the wow. If you see something good, don't miss an opportunity to say it. Don't assume people know. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just say it. Because your compliment might be their confirmation. Your text might be their lifeline. Your words might be their wake-up call. Hear me today. Your words have the power to build others up. And since it's Father's Day, what better moment to say the word wow? What better moment than on Father's Day to say wow? To the dads in this room, I want you to know something, that your words matter. That your words affirm. And what you affirm will grow. So keep calling out the gold in your kids. Keep speaking life over your kids because your words matter more than you know. I can guarantee you my dad never thought the words, I see greatness in you, would have the impact on my life that it did today. But he just continually called it out. Hear me today, dads. You set the tone in your home with your voice. Your voice sets the tone in your house. What you say, hear me, and what you don't say sets a tone in your home for what the Lord might want to do. So speak life. Don't hold back encouragement. Take this as a moment to say the words your children will carry with you for the rest of their lives. My dad did that for me. I hope I'm doing that for my daughter. And you can do it for yours. Dads, hear me today. Encouragement is not flattery, it's formation. It's formation. You are literally forming your children into who they are called to be. As I look across this room this morning, I see so many dads who've encouraged their kids over the years, and I look and I say, man, I want kids like they have. And I want you to know that wasn't an accident. They are forming their kids by the words that they speak over them. Now, maybe you're in this room and you're not a dad, or you're not a dad yet. I want you to know, maybe you've never said wow or thank you to your dad, to your spiritual father, or to someone who shaped you, someone who formed you. Today is your opportunity to do that. Even if they weren't perfect, hear me today, this is not about perfection, this is about honor. It's about encouragement. So even if they weren't perfect, call out the good you did see. Even if they weren't absent, even if they were absent, even if they weren't around, take a moment to call out something good. So this week, maybe you drop a sticky note in your kid's lunchbox. Maybe you send a voice memo of encouragement to a coworker. Maybe you write that thank you card just to encourage someone for no reason other than to just say the wow. To not miss an opportunity to say wow to someone else. Not only do I want you to speak wow to others, but hear me today, I want you to speak wow to yourself. I love what the Bible says in 1 Samuel 30, verse 6. It says, David encouraged himself in the Lord. Hear me today, there's going to be seasons of your life when you don't have a cheerleader, When you don't have someone that's clapping for you, when the room is quiet, when the room is silent, when there's no one around to encourage you. And it's those moments that you have to build yourself up in the Lord. You see, many people live with a louder inner critic and a silent inner coach. But hear me today, if you're going to be a follower of Christ, if you're going to learn how to be more like Jesus, I need you to hear this today, that you better learn how to preach to your own soul. Pastor Kevin, Pastor Reggie, Pastor John, we can't come with you everywhere. So you better learn how to say, God is with me. I'm still called. I'm still chosen. There's something greatness in me. Even if I don't see it right now, I know there's something in me that's greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. You've got to learn how to build yourself up in the Lord, to encourage yourself. Romans 8 says this in verse 31, if God is for us, who can be against us? I need you to take some sticky notes and write it on your mirror before you wake up and say, if God be for me, who can be against me? David will write this in Psalms 119. He would say, I've hidden your word in my heart that I may not sin against you. I don't think that's me. Hear me today. Encouragement is not flattery. It's spiritual alignment. No problem. Let's roll with it. We're good. We're good. Hear me now. I want you to know when you are encouraging yourself in the Lord, you've got to understand that God's voice builds. Even when he corrects you, even when he's correcting you, it comes with clarity and compassion. Why? Because he's a good father. And for many of us in this room today, you've got to recognize this, that your self-talk is often your soul's own theology. Oh yeah, you're writing theology even if you don't know it. Your soul has its own theology, and it's the self-talk that you speak continually over yourself that is actually forming your theology on who you think God is and who you think you are in him. So this week, I encourage you to speak some words over yourself. To speak words like God's not done with me. To speak words like I am chosen. To speak words like I am a son or I am a daughter of the king. Hear me today. Sometimes you're waiting for someone else to speak to you when God already has. And I need you to know today that you need to remind yourself what God has said about you. You need to build yourself up in the Lord. Why? Because there's not always going to be an opportunity for a cheerleader or a coach or a pastor or a parent to encourage you. But you've got to learn how to preach to your own soul. You've got to learn to build yourself up, to encourage yourself in the Lord this morning. So not only do I want you to speak words to others, dads to your children, to your family, not only do I want you to speak words to yourself, but hear me today, I want you to speak a wow to God. Psalms 100 says this, that we are to enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise, that we give thanks to him and praise his name. Hear me today, this is what I know, that gratitude is the front door to God's presence. You want God's presence in your life, you want God's presence in your family, you want God's presence in your home, it begins and ends with gratitude. Gratitude is the front door to God's presence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to worship, not simply ask for something. Sometimes our relationship and our conversation with God feels a lot more like Genie from Aladdin than it does God of the Bible. We go, okay, God, I got 3 wishes today and I got 7 minutes to get there. So if I could have a new car, a new house, and a new husband, I'd be great, Lord. How many know we are here not to ask God for things, but to worship him this morning? See, it's easy to forget how good he is. Let me ask you, when's the last time you said, wow, to God? God, wow, you're so good. God, you didn't have to do it, but you did. Wow, thank you, God. I cannot believe you showed up in this way for me. You see, it's easy to forget what God's doing when we're always on the move, always on to the next thing. But sometimes it's important for us to take a step back and say, God, wow, I can't believe you did that in my life. Lord, wow, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm sure glad I'm not where I used to be. God, wow, you did that for me. You did that for me. You see, my friends, Thanksgiving is how you remember who he is and remind yourself of what he has done. Brings you back to the heart of what matters most. Speaking a wow to God like never before. In the Bible, there's a character who is the original encourager. Oh, yeah. The OG of encouragement, right? His name is Barnabas. Barnabas, in fact, if you know this, his real name was Joseph. But the apostles, because of who he was, because of his behavior, actually gave him the nickname Barnabas. I figured that maybe they call him Barney. I don't know. Can't imagine like Barnabas rolled off the tongue better than Joseph, but a nickname. His nickname actually would mean this. Barnabas translates into son of encouragement. How would you like to be called a son or a daughter of encouragement? That would encourage me to be called Lil Barney. You know? Like, I would enjoy that, man. Like, hey, sometimes we give people names and we're like, how'd you get that name? I know a lot of nicknames go around. Like, I got cousins named Pookie, Pooter. I won't tell you my nickname, but, you know, there's nicknames. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. Some of you guys got nicknames like Chuck. I wanted to go by Chuck. My middle name is Charles, but I wanted to go by Chuck, and my wife said no. I married Reggie. You're Reggie. But Barnabas, all throughout the book of Acts, you read what type of man he was. In Acts chapter 4, he sold land and gave generously to help other people. In Acts chapter 9, when everyone else was afraid of Saul, who would later become Paul, Saul, after his conversion, Barnabas was one of the first men to say, hey, I believe in him. And he brought Paul in when no one else would. In Acts chapter 11, he shared the stage with that same Paul and led a thriving church in Antioch. In Acts chapter 15, when Paul gave up on John Mark, Barnabas gave him another shot. He allowed him to continue rolling with him. And guess what? Mark went on to write the Gospel of Mark. All because someone looked at it and said, hey, you know what? I still see some work to be done in your life. I'm still with you. See, Barnabas was the type of man that encouraged people even before they were great. You see, Barnabas often saw greatness in people long before anyone else did. He didn't wait until it was popular to support people. Oh, yeah, everybody loves Paul now. Barnabas loved him back when he was killing Christians. He didn't wait until it was popular to support people, to encourage people. He said wow when others said, why bother? He didn't wait until it was cool or trendy to jump on and encourage someone or to say, I always knew he had it in him. That was my guy from the beginning. Can I challenge you this morning? I want to challenge you to be a Barnabas. To be a Barnabas. You see, my dad saw greatness in me, and he said it often and consistently, even when I didn't live up to it. Barnabas saw greatness in Paul. Matter of fact, he saw greatness in Saul before he was Paul. He saw greatness in Mark, and he said it. So let me ask you, who in your life needs your words? Who in one sentence could be challenged or lifted up, or maybe even be healed by what you say to them? Who do you need to stop holding back from and finally say to them, I see greatness in you? Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a spouse. Wives in the room, maybe this is an opportunity on Father's Day to just encourage your husband. To not remind him of what he's not doing, but to encourage him for all the things he is doing. For the simple fact that he's showing up, for the fact that he's at church this morning. Who's one sentence away from healing? Because when you say that, you're not just being nice. You're partnering with God and calling someone else's purpose out. You're partnering with God to see the greatness in someone else. So hear me today, my friends. Don't waste your while. Don't waste an opportunity to encourage someone else, to encourage yourself, to say wow to the Lord. You have the opportunity each and every day with your words to bring life or to bring death. What words will you choose? Are your words going to be the words that are bitter and sour to other people? You know how you know if your words are the type that build or to break? When you pull out your phone, you and I all know when we pull out our phones and we see that certain name, we go, oh gosh. Maybe it's your mother-in-law, not mine. Maybe it's that cousin that always asks you for money. But you know when you open up when you pull out your phone, you hear your phone ring, you pull that phone out and you go, I don't got 90 minutes to talk to them right now. We all know that. But you and I both know that there are people when we lift up our phone and we go, yes. You're excited that they called, like, finally, I get to talk to them. Oh, yeah, you like, hey, kids, be quiet. I'm going in the other room. Leave me alone. Can I challenge you to be the type of person that when other people look at their phone, they go, wow, they're calling. I'm going to take this call. Be the type of Christ follower. Be the type of example for Jesus that when you walk into the room, people light up. Not because they're excited to see you, but because of how your words make them feel. Be the type of person that walks into your office or your home and people light up to see you because they know they're going to be encouraged just by your presence. And to the person that you look at your phone and you go, oh man, not today. I want to challenge you to be the encouragement for them too. To be the encouragement, to be the type of person that when they call you or when you call them, they go, wow, I needed that from them. Do you ever think maybe that's the reason they're calling you? It's because they need encouragement and they know you'll give it. This morning, I want to challenge you to be a Barnabas. As we close this morning, I want us to reflect on 3 simple thoughts, 3 simple questions. Number 1 is this: who do I need to encourage this week? Who do I need to encourage this week? Is there someone I need to show some love to? Maybe it's a parent, or maybe it's a spouse, or maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's a boss that you know has been going through it. Who do I need to encourage this week? The second thing I want you to do, I want to challenge you to do this morning, is to ask the question, who do I need to speak? What do I need to start speaking over myself? What do I need to say to myself in the morning? In the morning, I have an opportunity. I have a note in my phone. And I have all of these things that I speak over myself each and every morning, that I try my best. I don't do it all the time. I'm not 7 for 7 every week. But more often than not, I go to that room. I go to that note in my phone. And I speak over myself who I know God's called me to be. The husband that he's called me to be. The father that he's called me to be. The leader that he's called me to be. The friend that he's called me to be. The pastor that he's called me to be. I have to remind myself of who I am in the Lord. So let me ask you, what do you need to start speaking over yourself? Words that heal, not harm. Finally, the third question I want you to ask is, what wow do I need to give back to God? Have you been holding back, withholding your wow from the Lord because you haven't got your way yet? Have you been holding back gratitude or thanks to the Lord because you haven't maybe seen the breakthrough yet, or seen the thing fall through, or see the job open up, or see the house come that you want, or see the spouse come that you want? Have you been withholding your wow from the Lord? So what wow do you need to give back to God? Maybe you want to write a name down, or maybe send a text even to your dad today. Maybe you want to speak something aloud that you haven't said in years. Maybe you want to just thank God for not giving up on you. Wherever you are, don't waste this moment. Hear me today. Don't waste your wow. Don't waste your wow. Because the power of life and death is in the tongue. If you see something good, I encourage you today to say it. Because your words can heal wounds that no medicine could reach. Your words could heal wounds that no medicine can reach. Church family, I want you to know your words carry weight. Your words carry a weight. So say the kind that lift. Would you stand with me this morning? Maybe you're in the room today and you needed a word of encouragement that was given even earlier today. And as our prayer partners come forward, I'm going to ask our prayer partners to come down at this moment. Maybe you have, and maybe you need to know who you are in the Lord. Maybe as I was building and I was talking about encouraging yourself in the Lord, you thought, man, I don't know even what to say. I want you to know that God has a word for you. He has a word of encouragement for you. I like to pray for you. If you're in this room today and you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, I want you to know the Father sees you. And he looks at you just like my dad looked at me and he says, I see greatness in you. I see purpose in you. I see value in you. And so you're in this room today and you don't know the Lord, but you want to come home. You want to come into the saving grace and knowledge of Jesus. You want to be welcomed into the family. You want to be, and you want to know that your name is written in the Lamb's book of life. If you're in this room today, with everyone's head up, everyone's eyes open, everyone looking around, you're in this room to say, you know what, I want to give my life to Jesus Christ. I want to know that I'm in eternity forever. If that's you, you're in this room today, I just encourage you on the count of 3 to lift your hand. 1, 2, 3. Just lift your hand. I see that hand back there. Yeah, hands. Some hands up there, yeah. If you raise your hand, I just want to simply pray a prayer with you, encourage you. There's nothing special about what I'm going to say. It's not anything proper or formal. It's just me helping you communicate to God the Father. So if you raise your hand and you said that, I want to encourage you right now to say these words. But church family, would you help him? Would you say it with him? If you raise your hand and you ask for salvation, you're saying, I want to know Jesus. Would you say this? Say, Jesus. Come on, say it like you mean it. Say, Jesus, thank you for loving me even when I didn't love myself. Thank you for dying for me even when I didn't know it. Even when I didn't deserve it. So today, I give you my life fully and completely. In Jesus' name, amen. Come on, would you give it up for my friends in the room? If you made that decision today, I want to encourage you, before you leave, our ushers or even our prayer team has a gift for you. And if you need prayer for anything else, church family, I invite you to come down to pray with someone. Maybe you just need someone to encourage you to build your faith in the room today. Allow these folks down here, allow us to partner with you to pray for something. Father's Day, our fathers in the room, God bless you. Happy Father's Day. Church, we love you. Have an amazing week. God bless you.